because I just went through to get the telephone for the internet. And we're very happy to see the devotees chanting Hare Krishna before Mangalarti. And the Pujari, well, the Pujari is always up before Mangalarti because they're doing all the preparation. And here it is freezing. It was -5 a couple of days ago, and now today, let's see what it says is the temperature outside. Oh, no, 1 degrees. But I expect, well, the pond has been frozen all the time. Oh, look, recording. You've got us recording already, then it'll be better. Start our official back to basics. And you're broadcasting on Facebook. And because I do have 2 phones, then today I'll look on back to basics. All right, so we are there. Make
Dhanavad Gurudev.
Sound is off.
Just your audio is a bit low, at least for me. In comparison with Sivarupa, you're very quiet. I don't know, your mic or something.
Now,
Just to
what
let you
about
know.
now? Are we better? Or is it the same?
Yeah, better.
Are you being polite better, or is it actually better?
No, actually better. Very good.
Okay, it's good to say. By the way, yesterday in the broadcast, yesterday in the Brazil broadcast, you were on the veranda outside in Seva Ashram, and your audio, it was unusually not clear. I don't know why, if you were using a different machine or something. Okay, and here we have a Kumkum Devi Dasi coming to join us. And I hope she's bringing her own chair because we don't want her standing. You see, I'm a bad host. All right. Dandavat.
Dandavat.
Okay, here's Dandavat from Kumkum to you all. So do bring a chair. Please don't stand all the while.
One moment.
Is it right here? Is it? Yeah. All right. A chair is coming. So we'll begin with an auspicious invocation, and we have a very natural beginning to our back to basics. All right. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Om Jnana Timirandasya Yananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tujay Namah. So, dear devotees, now we have officially begun. Kumkum Devi Dasi has arrived. You have all arrived. And Kamala Devi Dasi, I would just like to say a really appreciation for such a sweet present that you gave to Villa Govinda Ashram and gave to so many places when you came to Thailand. The leaf from the tree under which Srila Prabhupada first began his kirtan over in the Western world, then that leaf, it is right beside where we have the charanamrita, the washing, the foot wash water, and not only water, ghee, etc., milk. I'm not sure what's in the charanamrita. But just at that holy place, that's where that leaf is, and we're reminded every day of the tree and reminded also of yourselves. So just want to say appreciation for that. And here's a witness. Here is Kumkum Devi Dasi, and online, our family, from young to less young, represented here on the screen. So back to basics, and we are here in Villa Govinda still, but Lilamoy Prabhu, he is already in Nabadwip Dham, and more witnesses that we are reading Chaitanya. Yes, we're reading Chaitanya-Charitamrita, but we're also reading through, going through the Nabadwip-Dhama Mahatmya, and we've been going through this in the morning time and during the day, but in the morning time before the like official beginning of the program, if you like. So a little extra bit after the arti and before the broadcast, for those of you who ever tune into the broadcast of Villa Govinda Ashram. And what can we say about Nabadwip? That actually what we can say about Nabadwip is that we know where to hear the glories of Nabadwip, and that is from the lotus mouth of our divine masters and the lotus mouth of our grand divine master, yes, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who's given us this book Nabadwip-Dhama Mahatmya, and has explained why he's given this book. And it has come by the grace of Nityananda, by the grace of Mahaprabhu. So it's not a book that someone sits down to write so that they become famous for writing books and put it in the bookshop on the display on the front window that buy my book, that kind of thing. The very opposite. In his humility, he's revealed the glories of Nabadwip Dham, but in his own way, he's also saying, how can I say the glories of Nabadwip Dham that Ananta Shesh, with all his hoods, cannot complete the glories of the Dham? So we're just giving indications, like Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj in Chaitanya Charitamrita, saying that he's giving indications of the glories of Mahaprabhu and the Leelas, and any one Leela that he's describing, he's again and again saying, it is not possible to say fully, but some synopsis or some indicator we're giving. So Nabadwip Dham, it is the topmost of all holy places, and it is the place of the refuge of the fallen souls. And again, we have to come to Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, all of our masters, Srila Prabhupada also, that the Nabadwip Dham, as Srila Prabhupada says, we cannot buy a ticket, we cannot buy a train ticket to Vrindavan. So we cannot buy a train ticket similarly to Nabadwip. But still, we can come to the cover of Nabadwip. And so we must always be very careful to see the Holy Dham in the way that the pure devotees, the devotees, see the Dham. And so Nabadwip-Dhama Mahatmya is a great treasure for us all, whether we're going on the, you could say, physical pilgrimage or not. It is the great treasure. And we are to try to enter Nabadwip Dham, or pray to be able to enter Nabadwip Dham by the grace of those who are there. And that means Guru Maharaj, Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, and of course Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur in our immediate past. Hare Krishna. And Nityananda Prabhu going to Nabadwip Dham, going to meet with Mahaprabhu when Mahaprabhu had started to show his devotional pastimes. Then Nityananda went to Nabadwip, and then from the moment that they met each other, then it was just the manifesting of their eternal bond with each other, Nitai and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. And today on the calendar is Lochan Das Thakur's disappearance, perhaps, or appearance. I'd have to quickly take a look.
It's disappearance, Gurudev.
Disappearance, okay. So today is Lochan Das Thakur's disappearance day. Yes. And he has given us kirtans and in glorification of Nityananda Prabhu and in glorification of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And Lochan Das Thakur, he, I mean, I don't know really so much about him, but he is also from that area, from somewhere near Katwa, I believe was his appearance place. And Lochan Das Thakur's samadhi, not sure. I don't know if it's known, or I don't know where it is at the moment. Where is his samadhi? It's his disappearance day today. But he's from that area. Bengal produced a wonderful team of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu's eternal associates. And Lochan Das Thakur, he composed kirtan songs about Nityananda, about Mahaprabhu, which we sing, and very dear songs. I think Avatara Sara, K Jabi Bhai is one of the songs. I just have to quickly look at the list. There is a little list given of compositions. Oh, Nitai Guna Ama, Nitai Guna Mani Ama, Nitai Guna Mani, Akroda Paramananda, Nityananda Rai, Parama Karuna Pahuduvidam, Avatara Sara, Gora Avatara, and K Jabi Bhai. So there we are, we've got songs. And Lochan Das Thakur, he wrote the book called Chaitanya-Mangal about the auspicious Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Mangal Maharaj, auspiciousness. And Vrindavan Das Thakur's book, which is known as Chaitanya Bhagavat, originally was entitled Chaitanya-Mangal. But then, you see, they didn't have such internet as we have today, and so two books being written with the same name, then Vrindavan Das Thakur was saying, okay, better change the name of my book, because Lochan Das Thakur, he's already written the book with this same title. So, especially those days, you may not know what somebody else is, if they're writing a book, what title have they given it? And so the title was changed to Chaitanya Bhagavat, so that there's a different name. So Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat became retitled the Chaitanya Mangal of Vrindavan Das Thakur. And Lochan Das Thakur wrote the book Chaitanya Mangal. Yes, this we've heard, this we've understood. So today is a happy excuse to sing these kirtans of Lochan Das Thakur and to sing them with heart also. Chat, oh yes, chat in the chat box, Sevarupa, helpfully. 11th of January 2026, my goodness, disappearance of Sri Lochan Das Thakur. Hare Krishna. I should probably put on some heating because
I can put on a sweater.
Because I have a VIP guest in here. I'll put on some heating, which means I have to stand up, doesn't it? Hare Krishna. Gangalila Devi Dasi joined us. Tungarasa Devi Dasi joined us. King Dana joined us. Only on Paramananda Prabhu at this very moment. You see, we can see to Nabadwip, to the Seva Ashram. And we know what happened just now. Paramananda came and sat down. There we are. What mystic vision. And it is amazing we can do this. All right. So, Kumkum Devi Dasi, you've come here. I'm going to put on some heating. And as I put on the heating, you can give some back to basics, words of wisdom.
My Dandavat to you, Maharaj, and all of the great Vaishnavas here. What a very auspicious pastime that we have trying to hear about our Guru's teachings. And here in Villa Govinda, we've also been reading in Subjective Evolution of Consciousness, and every word is astounding. Currently, it's my favorite book. And a few days ago, well, everything we read, we need to repeat and try so deeply to concentrate on, and we get to hear Maharaj bring out also, listen to this. And this is from actually a few days ago that we were reading, and it's in the chapter called Fossilism, Hypnotism, and Cosmos. And Dayada Gauranga Prabhu, who was formerly quoted as Dr. Murphy, asked a question which it's not in my vocabulary, actually. He is quite erudite and scholarly. But Srila Guru Maharaj's answer is so heart-touching. The question is, in Kapila's system of analysis, Sankhya, he says that Pradhana is that unmanifested matter which is eternal. And he asks Guru Maharaj, you say that everything is consciousness. Is Pradhana also composed of consciousness? Guru Maharaj answers, yes. What is material is only the misconception, which is the cause of all this material existence. But it also has personality, Devi, the goddess. The world begins within misconception. When you have the proper conception, then you can read Krishna Lila everywhere. Everything will excite you about Vrindavan. You won't see the outward thing if you are relieved from misconception. A madman has a maladjusted brain. He may be in the midst of friends, but he is lost in his madness, his paranoia. When he goes back to his normal position, he finds the same thing, all friends. In the same way, everything is all right. Only the disease, our misconception, needs to be removed. And then Dayada Gauranga Prabhu says, the disease is our lack of consciousness. And Guru Maharaj responds, lack of consciousness means misconception, disease. This is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhayam Dvita Bina Visheta Shad. The disease is separate interest. The deviation from our normal spiritual condition. The development of misconception is based on the charm, the prospect of separate interests. That is the root cause of all misunderstanding. The conception of local provincial interest has caused the difference between a proper conception of reality and misconception. We have gone away from the central conception. From universal consciousness, we have come to this provincial plane. And according to the gradation of consciousness in its development from provincial to universal, we may find ourselves in so many different planets or planes of existence. Bhur, Bhuva, Swa, Jana, Mahar, Tapa, Satya. All these different stages of development are involved in this process of provincialism and universalism. But loss of consciousness of the center is the root of this entire material existence. There's never a good time to stop, but this just roused me to think about how broad this misconception is. somehow we've gotten ourselves in this problem, and we may become very overwhelmed with our local problems, our various kinds of diseases, emotional, mental, physical, but it's all rooted in this spiritual disease of misconception of what is the center. So for all of the living entities, there's the solution, and we are so fortunate that we're in this line of great, great teachers who are guiding us, the small steps and the big steps. So it's very fortunate to share.
Jai. So, okay, I put the fire, not the fire, but the heater on. So I'll look warm. They're always telling me, look warm, otherwise they'll think we're very cold. And Villa Govinda, I'm looking warm, okay. But I put it on for Kumkum Devi Dasi. So something that probably all of you here know, because we've been reading bits and pieces from subjective evolution, but you might notice that everything that I've been reading and what we heard just now, it's from the very first chapter of subjective evolution. We've been actually going through quite slowly, and this is in the morning reading in Italian, by the way. So we've been going through quite slowly because there is so much at every step. So it's a great treasure, and we really, I mean, I feel that whatever we feel, whatever somebody really feels is impressive, makes a mark on their consciousness that stays within our own minds. If we can share that, it is very valuable. And that first chapter, my feeling is that first chapter is sufficient for anyone to become fully Krishna conscious. This is how Guru Maharaj has presented Krishna consciousness so clearly. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and it said, predicted that why won't the intelligentsia of the world come to recognize this message of Mahaprabhu? That day must come. So Guru Maharaj is presenting in a very practical way in the Western language, the English language. He's presenting this Krishna consciousness in a very clear and scientific way. So when we know our disease, we need to cure it. Not just know the disease, but we need to cure that disease. Hare Krishna. Well, we began by remembering Nabadwip Dham, and Nabadwip Dham, the place of mercy, where the doctor has come to give us the medicine for this age, the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Mahaprabhu says, other than me who's come to give you this medicine, what friend do you have in this world? You must understand, I've come with the greatest gift, the medicine to cure all stages of disease and to nourish all stages of healthiness and to bring you to Goloka Vrindavan. So now in Nabadwip, we have Lilamoy Prabhu and we have Paramananda Prabhu, and yes, they're with us just now, but others will be joining them soon. And we know Keshwanand Prabhu is somewhere around and about. Nabadwip now is 10 a.m., 5 to 10, is that correct? 5 to 10 in the morning. So Paramananda Prabhu, please share something. Lilamoy Prabhu, please share something. Help us to have a connection with Nabadwip Dham proper.
Well, it is you, Maharaj, who should help me to have connection with Nabadwip Dham on a deeper level. I am but a fly on a jar of something very tasty and very sweet, but I'm unable to penetrate the glass of the jar. So this is my momentarily realization of being here. We can perceive the sweetness. We know there is a lot of sweetness there, but somehow unable to taste it. But what is the most surprising in this whole situation is that regardlessly, we're still so much attracted by that. Maybe along the way, we got some drops of nectar, drops of that honey, transcendental divine honey, from the mouth of the great personalities who are actually tasting that. And those particles of those drops somehow, fortunate for us, entered our tasting department. And that is driving us further, even though we're unable to perceive that sweetness. We talk a lot about sweetness, about love and affection. Srila Govinda Maharaj, a little reality check. He said, you're yet to taste it, you're yet to relish it, you're yet to experience it. Now you're hearing about it, and no doubt some taste is coming, some attraction is coming to you, some fate is coming. Because before we actually start tasting anything, the fate is necessary. Fate must come first. Then Ruchi, the actual attachment will come later. So we're here to cultivate that faith. And everything reminds us about our divine guardians, about Mahaprabhu, Guru Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Prabhu message to us. And with earnestly, and then what should be rejected in order to avoid difficulties on this path. So here life is very simple. We're waking up in the morning, then happily joining a beautiful arati. There's still very few people here, but I know many people will come very soon. So it is very sweet in the morning. The arati starts from the arati of Sri Gangadhar Mahadev, and then moves on to Giriraj, and then Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, and then Sri Sri Radha, Sri Guru Guru Gandharva Govinda Sundarji. So this is the daily program here. And also remembering, having some association with the devotees, remembering the teachings of our divine masters. And today we're attempting to go to Nabadwip, and Maharaj already mentioned how Bhaktivinoda Thakur was saying how wise intelligentsia of the world is not accepting that message. So I must try and distribute, must try to give it to them, give it that. Some understanding, and we're going there to Sri Nabadwip, to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's residence place. And really it's a very important place for us because, like in the verse of Raghunath Das Goswami, Manu, what's the verse? Such a good job. Atta Swarupam. See, I'm forgetting everything now, Maharaj. You remember the verse?
I know the verse you're referring to, but I'm not the Sanskritian.
Rupurim Madhurim Goshtavadim Radhakundam Girivaramahora Dikamatobasam Praptoya Sapatita Kripaya Sri Gurun Tam Namosmi. So everything is coming through them. Everything came to us through Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Many things were lost. And then he appeared. And he rediscovered so many wonderful gems, the Shastras, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then he went on to rediscover all the holy places that were lost at that time. And not just that, he is also giving us his son, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, to re-establish the cult of Gaudiya Vaishnava devotion and to distribute it around the world. So everything we got came from him. Of course, by the grace of the Lord, no doubt. But really, he is the source of it all. So we're going there today to a little advance party to get familiar with the place again. We've been there, but very long time ago. And just to stay there, remember Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and hopefully sing some of his prayers. And he might have actually composed right there in the company of Gaura Das Babaji Maharaj and in the company of his son, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So this is the program for today. What else can I say?
Jai. Well, we can say Jai. And yesterday, by the way, then Keshavananda was very merciful to the world and shared some of the Mangalati taking place more or less live. Maybe he actually, well, it was live. I mean, he shared it at that time, taking place in Nabadwip. And Chintamani Devi Dasi shared also the Yoga Pit Mangalati yesterday morning. So we were very blessed to be able to have a touch of the Dham in such a way. The Yoga Pit, yes, Yoga Pit, where the little hut where Mahaprabhu was born under the neem tree. So
was the hat, Maharaj?
Huh?
Was it a hat or a house? Jagannath Mishra, quite a substantial house.
Oh, well, it may be, but now, today, it's, a humble
It's the hat.
a humble little place, yeah. But Jagannath Mishra, maybe I think it was a small house. Srivas Thakur, he had a bigger place. That's where they would all go to gather. But okay, I don't have transcendental eyes, but by hearing, my impression that Mahaprabhu is so Nimai Pandit's appearance place means Jagannath Mishra and Sachideva's home. It was probably fairly humble, I think.
Perhaps we should beg Nityananda Prabhu to show us the Dham, Maharaj, just like he did to Jiva Goswami.
Wow, that would be wonderful. Nothing is impossible. We never know who we meet in the Holy Dham. We never know who the devotees are. In a hidden way, walking in this world, they were the devas also, the gods. They came in human form. The wives of the gods, the goddesses and the gods, they came and mingled with the general people in order to have the association, have darshan of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. And we do know that the gods and the goddesses, they did come to Guru Maharaj. This we know, and therefore to Gurudev, no doubt.
To Gurudev.
Yes. So we must be very careful who we mix with. Well, not who we mix with, we must be careful because we are mixing with thousands of people in a crowded town like Nabadwip Dham. So we must keep our consciousness carefully within the enclosure of what's been given to us by Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, and not allow our consciousness to go out of there to see anything wrong with anybody. Now we know that Lilamoy knows the 10 offenses to the Holy Dham, and we know that he immediately can tell us the third offense, A and B. Not you told us last time.
Look at me, I don't remember.
Being aggressive.
Here, then there's some homework today. We want everybody who comes to the Dham to revise, to remember the 10 offenses to the Holy Dham. We've all learned them, like the holy name. We should always run through the 10 offenses to the holy name. We should always run through the 10 offenses to the Holy Dham. So not to show any aggression to any residents of the Dham or any pilgrims, any visitors to the Dham. It says visitors, and not to think that they are ordinary. You've got what, 12 million people living in Calcutta, you've got 15 million people living in Bombay and all these people. But you've got, I don't know how many people, 50,000 people or something who are there in the region of Nabadwip today. It's quite a lot. I mean, many more than in the time of Mahaprabhu. But it's a tiny percentage of the world's population. We must think some special graces there to enter within the Dham. Hare Krishna. And Anindita is in the Dham. She is there, I think, in Nabadwip, somewhere nearby in Mayapur.
Yes. We're actually meeting her in Chintamani in Swananda Sukhanju Kunj.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, if you feel like inviting us there, we would be very happy to have a preview, but that'll be for everybody. That'd
It
be
is
selfish
ask
for
who
me to say, oh, just show us some video, isn't it? But there we are.
it is us who need that invitation and your company to actually go there.
Prabhu.
Otherwise, what can we see?
Well, you see through the spectacles of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj.
Well, I have to change these spectacles, Maharaj. They don't really work anymore.
Well, they won't work for seeing the Dham. It's a fact. Hare Krishna. But you have special spectacles. Anyway, yes, so this is some touch to the Holy Dham, and in our practices of devotional service and visiting the holy places in the company of the affectionate devotees, then this is also one of our practices, favorable practices of devotional service. Hare Krishna. 3 chats in the chat box have arisen. Oh, Prema Sindhu Prabhu's arisen, not arisen, but arrived in our chat. Prema Sindhu Prabhu, always remembering, often remembering you, the family, and very happy now and again. I get a little view inside the temple there. A beautiful arrangement. So Prema Sindhu Prabhu, very happy to have you with us. So Seva Rupa's put in the chat box, Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 10.
Of course.
The trunk, branches and sub-branches of the Chaitanya tree. By the way, when you read Chaitanya Charitamrita at home, or read Chaitanya Charitamrita at all, then somehow or another we've got these, the 40th and 41st branch, 42nd branch. You see the text, and it doesn't say 40, 41, 42, 43. It's just saying another branch of the tree. And we can only surmise that, Srila Prabhupada has told to devotees, asked Srila Prabhupada something. Oh, so this is the second, third. Oh, yes, second, third, fourth. And they've kind of taken it literally, and they've added this, the number, they've added numbers of the branch. Somebody in their simplicity, like following, oh, Srila Prabhupada said, oh, that's the third, fourth, but then kind of followed along. But there is no mention like that in the texts. And rather, if we could go and ask Srila Prabhupada, and he would almost certainly say, no, there is not this question of higher and lower. There are different branches of the tree. That, yes, first, second, third. But it sometimes makes it feel when we read about way down, like the 42nd branch, they were not very significant. But that certainly is not the impression that Srila Prabhupada or the impression that Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj is giving throughout the text. They're another branch of the tree. The tree has lots of branches. And it's not that any branch is less. Anyway, here we have the translation. Sri Khandavasi Mukunda and his son Raghunandan were more branches of the tree of Chaitanya or Nityananda, or Chaitanya tree. Yeah, the Chaitanya tree and the Nityananda tree, as it were. And some are equally associated with both. And Narahari was another branch, and Sulochan another branch. They were all big branches of the all-merciful tree of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They distributed the fruits and flowers of love of Godhead anywhere and everywhere. And then the purport, little bit of purport. Narahari Das Shaka was a very famous devotee. Lochan Das Thakur, the celebrated author of Sri Chaitanya-Mangal, was his disciple. Yes. Yes. And he's given us in Bengali that book by Lochan Das Thakur is also in Bengali. So Vrindavan Das Thakur and Lochan Das Thakur, they gave in Bengali Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Whereas up to then, we've heard from Gurudev or Guru Maharaj, but I have heard from them up to then, the books mainly were in Sanskrit, and hence not easily understandable or not readily understandable by those who are Bengali speaking, just as we know English or Thai or different languages of the world. Then Sanskrit, it's a whole study program, and you've got to be very much a genius to learn Sanskrit, and even then to learn under proper guidance. So Lochan Das Thakur, he gave in Bengali the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, and Vrindavan Das Thakur also. And as far as I know, they were fairly simultaneous in their writings, and they were writing in two different places.
Maharaj, Lochan Das Thakur was the earlier composition, and it was the very reason why Vrindavan Das Thakur had to rename his composition, who was also called Chaitanya-Mangal in the beginning, into Chaitanya Bhagavat, in order to respect the senior Vaishnava, as was pointed out by his mother Narayani.
His mother noted it.
Yes,
that's
okay. What we heard.
There we are. Hare Krishna. Oh, Narayani, the mother of Vrindavan Das Thakur. Yes. So she noted that. Okay. But it must, anyway, I'm only seeing the facts. It's not that I know anything too much, but there must be similar generation of the same, more or less the same time, because Krishna Das Kaviraj, he's the next generation, and as Guru Maharaj said, he knew very well what had been given previously, so he's not coming to just repeat the same thing. And indeed, we see Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj referring to the Chaitanya Bhagavat, at that time still known as Chaitanya-Mangal, because he mentions the name Chaitanya-Mangal, Krishna Das Kaviraj. So when was it retitled? Anyway, I can't say what I don't know. So simultaneously, these facts are there. Now here, Sevarupa, yes, Sevarupa, she's put reference from Srimad Bhagavatam, a short sketch of the life and teachings of Lord Chaitanya, the preacher of Srimad Bhagavatam. So where is this found in the Bhagavatam?
Maharaj, this is from the website, our website, and it is it's just entitled Sri Lochan Das Thakur excerpts. But I will just double check there because there's a link to the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, so lots of names. Many of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, and then very high-powered list of names. And in this latter age, within 200 years, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti, Sri Baladev Vidyabhusan, oh my goodness. And at last, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and many other great and renowned scholars and devotees of the Lord have prepared voluminous books and literatures on the life and precepts of the Lord. Okay, Such literatures are all based on the Shastras like the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and other histories and authentic literatures approved by the recognized acharyas. They are unique in composition and unrivaled in presentation, and they are full of transcendental knowledge. Unfortunately, the people of the world are still ignorant of them. But when these literatures, which are mostly in Sanskrit and Bengali, come to light the world, and when they are presented before thinking people, then India's glory and the message of love will overflood this morbid world, which is vainly searching after peace and prosperity by various illusory methods, not approved by the acharyas in the chain of disciplic succession. Hare Krishna. Well, that brings us back to chapter 1 of Subjective Evolution of Consciousness. When we try to do things which are not in the proper way, not in the way that the actual seers of truth with their clear vision see, is the way to get health and happiness and to get relief from infinite misery. When we try to solve things by other methods, then it is futile. So vainly searching after peace and prosperity by various illusory methods, that's the world where we are in right now. So coming back to chapter 1 of Subjective Evolution of Consciousness. Hare Krishna. And not to forget any book, but not to forget Nabadwip-Dhama Mahatmya, Golden Volcano, and Divine Guidance, and Prapanajivanamrita. and okay, I understand. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Anyway, every book is a treasure. And Villa Govinda devotees are coming to Villa Govinda on their way on the pilgrimage too. And we have a devotee, a French devotee, Balaram, and he's very enthusiastic to reprint in French The Loving Search. The only book that I know of that is in French is called The Loving Search for the Lost Servant. But he got one book by chance, however, that one book he got, and that changed his life. And so he appreciates, the value of the books, and not, the value of, however many euros in the shop, or however many rand or rupees or Thai baht they are in the shop. Not that kind of value, but the value of the message. As Srila Prabhupada has put here in the summing up in the Srimad Bhagavatam, unfortunately, the people of the world are still ignorant of them. And so them means he's told about the ancient books and the modern publications presenting Krishna consciousness, saying, unfortunately, the people of the world are still ignorant of these books. But when these literatures, which are mostly in Sanskrit and Bengali, but now in English, by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev, indirectly in English, when they come to light, come to light the world, and when they are presented before thinking people, then India's glory and the message of love will overflood this morbid world. And it is one voice, with one voice, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev are giving us actually the one voice of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who's giving us the one voice of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, essentially. giving us that one voice of the six Goswamis, of Rupa Goswami, headed by Rupa Goswami, by the wish of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is giving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's one voice. Hare Krishna. And Aparajita Devi Dasi, she's steadily going on with her Sunday programs. Today will be the last Sunday program in the series. She's also going to join the pilgrimage. And she is doing this in the park that Srila Gurudev went to, which I forget the name of the park, Roy Thai something park, by the river, the large river that flows through Bangkok. Very beautiful place. Hare Krishna. And we have from Kamala that the leaf from the tree under which Srila Prabhupada chanted. One person chanting, and look what happened. So it's not quantity also. We sincerely try to present the Guru's messages, the Guru's message. We sincerely try to do that. And there is big result or little result, that's in the hand of the Lord. And each of us really must try. And to present the words of our masters as much as possible. This is, in my feeling, it is the very best thing. But again, those things, not just pick up any, take any phrase or something, but we want to share things which have somehow rekindled, added some fuel to our own fire of devotion, and share that. And we can also do that with some small flyers and things in the local languages, in the original English, or original Bengali may not be so helpful, but English, like it or not, it's become the international language. Hare Krishna. And definitely we like it that Guru Maharaj, Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada all gave in original English, gave the original things in English, so we don't have to rely on translations. And we know that Sanskrit can have so many layers of meaning, and English no doubt has got layers of meaning. Otherwise, why are we getting new light every time we read Guru Maharaj and Gurudev's books? But when in English you say the sky is blue, you kind of know that the sky is blue. But somehow or another in Sanskrit, you've got a whole section of debaters. If you put a similar expression in Sanskrit, you might get a lot of interpretation. So English, fairly straightforward in that sense. Hare Krishna. Any question or contribution from any of you good souls? And Bhima Krishna, who is with us, and Arjuna is with us on Facebook, by the way. Bhima Krishna was on Facebook, maybe traveling some. Hare Krishna. Aparajita, I know you want to say something. You're just waiting to be invited. Please turn on your microphone. Share a little bit with us.
Gurudev, Nandavas, everyone. Yeah, I have been listening to Sri Nabadwip Dham Mahatmya, and so feel so grateful that to be and I'm so just so amazed how special the place is, and now I'm really in the mood of Sri Chaitanya-Mahaprabhu, and I'm organizing event Bhagavad Gita, and now I'm like, I don't read so much Bhagavad Gita, but very nice to. This year I woke up first thing in the year And I actually, first thing I saw is a peacock. Near my home, there is a embassy of Portugal, and they have some peacocks, but I rarely seen them. And this year, I opened window, and I just saw a big bird, and I was like, oh, what is it? And just 4 peacocks, 1 male and 3 females. And I also feel last year I feel like, oh, I will just do events when only someone come, but now I just feel many things like just motivated me to try. And yeah, I just not do as really like a teacher, or I know a lot. I know I don't know that much, but I just serve people who come and be their friend and just share because I think it's good for them. And yeah, Krishna Priya Didi, she said when Srila Gurudev was in Bangkok, he visited the park several times, and he liked the Thai tea there. And yeah, I just very happy to know about that and happy to be at the park. And yes, Jai Gurudev.
Jai, keep up the good savor. This is savor. This is what Mahaprabhu is asking us to do. And this, we know, is certainly what is making Srila Gurudev happy, our attempt. And we may not know so much, but we do know where is the spring of special water, or the mountain, or the golden volcano of divine lava. We do know the direction in which to send people to get good nourishment. And Sevarupa Devi Dasi put up her hand while you're talking, so I think you've motivated her with some thought. Sevarupa.
Yes, Aparajita Didi is always very inspirational, and can't wait to meet you in person. I wanted just some clarity about Lochan Das Thakur and Lokanath Goswami. It's two different.
Yes.
Are they two? Yes. Oh, okay. Thank you. That's all. Jai Gurudev.
Jai. And this week I got in correspondence, I got also a question about devotees, 2 completely different devotees. And this particular devotee who's asking me the question then somehow got completely mixed up as like one person. So anyway, yes. So this is also, yes, 2 completely different devotees, yes. But both devotees, not one is not a devotee and another is a devotee. Hare Krishna. Paramananda, a last word from Nabadwip Dham? Kindly.
Jai Shri Nabadwip Dham ki Jai.
Okay.
But here's Lilamoy. I haven't said a thing yet, Maharaj. And he's the first time. And we know that Krishna is very merciful to sincere first timers. And he must have gotten something that I already lost over the time. So how about we ask him?
We may indeed ask him.
It was an amazing experience. My first time, I was arriving with other devotees, and suddenly I came out of the car and opened the gate. And the first thing that I saw in the Holy Dham was Keshavananda Prabhu. Then I went there, give him a hug. Second person that I saw, Paramananda Prabhu. This is the connection that we need, the connection to the devotees, to the more experienced devotee, to the senior devotees that they are already there. And this is my aspiration. Through them, I can try to see something. And that's my prayer. Please give me the connection. That's it. And just trying to every day praying to you, Gurudev, that you can give me some connection to Seva. This is our connection to Seva. This is our proper connection to the Holy Dham. This is the way that we can see the Holy Dham. Not with our eyes, but with Seva connection. And this is what I'm trying to do.
And where you are is the island of Seva. Each island has its specific strength of the 9 processes of devotion, and Kolodi is Seva, Pada Sevanam. So especially, I mean everywhere, but this is the peculiarity or particularity of Kolodip. So please only do Seva and be like the horse. The horse has got the reins, so he only going where the master is saying to go. And the horse has these blinkers, so he doesn't see left and right. So try to be like the horse. I don't want to see photographs of you with blinkers on, but we do want to know that your consciousness is within that kind of focus. Ekkaman, we get this expression, this word in Chaitanya Charitamrita often. With one mind, we will do what we're meant to do and not allow our mind to go anywhere else. And then yesterday, when you were on the Zoom, it was clear that still they're honking their horns in Nabadwip now as well as everywhere else. We heard the honking. So there's an immediate challenge that, oh, it's Kali Yuga, wonderful, I'm in Kali Yuga. Not to think anything bad. There might be a Paramahamsa honking the horn of the motorcycle. Who knows? You're in Nabadwip Dham.
Well, Maharaj, there's a saying that considering what gift we're receiving in Kali Yuga, we can tolerate little inconveniences of this age for that purpose.
Yes. And any inconveniences will remind us it's Kali Yuga and remind us of our fortune. We must be careful to think properly and don't get caught up in anyone's conversations about anything which is not pure Krishna consciousness, and don't, in particular, gossip about others, criticism of others. All these things, we already hope to have banished those before we enter. But also, wherever we are, then we must be very careful and just politely tell anybody, Prabhu, I don't want to hear. Because just like the newspapers, every day they've got all their gossips about the world, this, that, and the other, and speculation, everything. Then everywhere that happens. But that's only other people's matter. It's not our matter. You cannot stop the world. You cannot stop the newspapers. You cannot stop these things happening. But we must be careful ourselves to protect our devotional life. And in the Dham, we must be very careful. I mean, we must always be careful, but in the Dham, it's a reminder for us to straighten up our lives and then keep our lives straightened up always. We need reminders. Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll stop being a school teacher and I'll just say, love and beauty, sweetness, charm. This is what is on the path and where the path is taking us. So why go anywhere else into the garbage of the material world?
Well, sounded like a poetry composition.
Oh, I am surprised. All right. Well, we do know poetry from our great masters. And so Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lochan Das Thakur, we can remember today. Sing his songs today. And ask yourselves, who will go, oh brother, who will go to cross over the river, come to the land of eternity, joy, sweetness, and happiness? Gauranga Mahaprabhu is waiting at the bank, ready to ferry us upstream. So let us be the ones that, yes, I want to go. Not only I want to go, I'll prove it. I'm going to come and jump on Mahaprabhu's boat, or jump on his boat, be guided onto his boat and stay on the boat, not to jump off in the middle of the journey. Jai, wonderful Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai.
Not even in the Ganges.
Well, I thought about that, but I thought, well, we're over time, and then we'll have to talk about the Ganges, of which Keshava Kashmiri composed 100 verses in glorification of the Ganges, which are super verses. Hare Krishna. All right, anyway, dear devotees, Guru Maharaj, Gurudev Srila Prabhupada have composed thousands and thousands of pages, hundreds of hours of Hari Katha, only pure nourishment, pure protection, and pure motivation. This word we've heard today from Aparajita. Pure motivation for us not to sit idly and let our life pass by. Jai Srila Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Shri Nabadwip Dham ki Jai. Shri Koladip Dham ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya-Mangal Matok Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai. And Jai all the assembled devotees ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. Sri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Kumkum Devi Dasi sitting here quietly beside me ki Jai. Paramananda Prabhu, not so quietly, but happily broadcasting some wisdom all the way from Nabadwip Dham ki Jai. And to all of you who are present here in the recorded version on Facebook, and we've got devotees here with us on Facebook with Jai, but Bimal Krishna was joining us with the Jai also on Facebook. And to all of those who are seeing, I say, recorded version on Zoom now and in the Facebook, my obeisances and Jais to you all. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo.
Jai Shri Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Govinda Govinda. See you soon on Zoom. See you soon on Zoom. Dandavata.
Dandavats, dear devotees. Hare Krishna.